Good evening. Well, I guess I should say good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Claude White, and yes, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers Report. Please bear with me. I do apologize for the technical difficulties of the last live stream. And in fact, I took that live stream down. And as you come in, please make sure to hit the like button on the way in. Um, I'm going to start off where I left off. Of course, if you saw, the Pittsburgh Steelers just lost a horrible game and lost it by the score of 21-7. Mason Rudolph was downright dreadful. We lost three guys on the offensive end, the skill players. We lost James Conner and two of our receivers. The number one receiver, of course, Juju Smith-Schuster, and up-and-coming rookie Deontay Johnson. Both, I believe, to concussions. James Conner, obviously, he hurt his shoulder, re-aggravated that shoulder injury. But even with those guys in, the offense was not really moving that well. The Cleveland defense, I'm not going to say that they were great. I'm going to say more that Mason Rudolph was bad. And also the receivers were dropping passes. And let's face it, the referees also let Greedy Williams get away with a couple of fouls. They should have been at least three pass interferences that I saw. And they let those go. But of course, if you saw the game, and listen, the only thing the Steelers won was the fight at the end. And Marquise Pouncey was, I mean, he tried to stomp a mud hole in old Myles Garrett, let me tell you. And deservedly so. I mean, what Myles Garrett did was downright ridiculous. Now, if you're a Steeler fan, you almost hope that Mason Rudolph gets knocked upside the head again and not play. But that's another story. He was that bad. And it leads me to what the title of this particular live stream is. The Pittsburgh Steelers should sign. You know what? I understand that he has the public workout that will be taking place on Saturday, and obviously they've invited all the NFL scouts to be there. Obviously, they're not, more than likely they will not, a lot of scouts will be there. They're going to be at the college games. Now, in my opinion, this is all a farce, but that does not take away from the fact that, in my opinion, the Pittsburgh Steelers need to sign Colin Kaepernick tomorrow morning. Don't even wait for Saturday, because let's face it, we all know that Colin Kaepernick stays in shape and is already in shape. You're not going to start Colin Kaepernick the first week you sign him anyway. More than likely, you're going to have him sit for at least a week or so. Now, would it hurt to have him acclimated to the offense? And listen, they do run a lot of pistol already, and he is quite familiar with the pistol offense because he played that style of offense not just at San Francisco, but if you remember, when he was at the University of Nevada, they were exclusively a pistol run offense. And they already do that in Pittsburgh, so it should not be hard for him to pick up that offense. And it also gives you a dual threat. And let's face it, Mason Rudolph, I mean, it looks like he is wearing cement shoes. He moves as slow as Herman Munster. I mean, Mason Rudolph even his delivery in throwing the football is extremely slow. I mean, there were a few times where I'm screaming at the television, like, throw the damn ball. And he's just slow down. It's ridiculous. And obviously, I don't see the game speeding up for Mason Rudolph anytime soon. Now, to be fair, his receivers didn't help him all that much. There were at least 5 drops tonight. But it does not take away from the fact that he had some ghastly interceptions. I mean, and the fact there were fourths and ones that were begging for a Kaepernick type where you know you have the run pass option with him. You know Mason Rudolph is not running that football. I mean, he was god awful. The Steelers are a quarterback away from a real Super Bowl run. The defense was wonderful. They just got wore down. That's all there is to it. Now, they could have gotten to Baker Mayfield a lot more. I will say that. I mean, he was able to escape the clutches of TJ Watt on about 3 occasions. And he was able to dart the ball down to either Jarvis Landry or Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr. had the one big play, but he was not the reason that the Cleveland Browns won this football game. The Cleveland Browns won the football game because Mason Rudolph is just not ready to be an NFL quarterback, let alone a starting quarterback. The defense can only mask your quarterback but so much. And when you're facing other quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady. Now, we were able to beat Jared Goff because the defense, and let's face it, the LA Rams offensive line is not the greatest. And that's why they were able to win those particular games. And let's face it, the week before that, Adam Vinatieri gave us a gift. So that 4-game winning streak was a lot of smoke and mirrors. But of course, we will never apologize for a victory. But let's face it, Colin Kaepernick needs to be signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers tomorrow. Don't even wait for Saturday. We know that he has led a team to a Super Bowl, and he did not have the greatest of talent then. He had Frank Gore, who was still in his prime, but his receivers were Michael Crabtree and Vernon Davis at the tight end position. He did not have great skill set at the quarterback position with San Francisco. Now, the Steelers' skill set is not that great either, but he knows how to manage a football game. He's proven that time and time again. And with the type of defense that the Steelers have, the Steelers can go to they can go to the Super Bowl and win one with a Colin Kaepernick at quarterback. Listen, we have no shot if Mason Rudolph is the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. No shot. I have zero confidence in this kid. And it's sad, but that's the reality. Now, the other kid behind him, actually, to me, he's a more polished quarterback than Mason Rudolph. He at least has a quicker delivery. Now, I don't believe that this kid should play. You cannot afford to play this kid, especially down the stretch, where there's only 5 weeks left in the season. You can't do it. You need an experienced veteran quarterback that is proven like a Colin Kaepernick. I mean, who else do you have out there? Let's think about that. I mean, you can't just get anybody else off the scrap heap and play quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if you're worried about the fan base talking about, oh man, we don't want to offend them, are you kidding me? You had Michael fucking Vick play quarterback. And you know those Peter people were going crazy when Michael Vick played for the Steelers. Oh, he killed animals. Colin Kaepernick has done absolutely nothing wrong, and he's been whiteballed by the NFL. He should have been on an NFL roster way before this. The only reason that he's not in an NFL roster is because people want to try and change the narrative. Everybody knows it was not about the flag. It was about he was protesting police brutality. And if you've seen what's been going on since, you know what? Let's just go by since Colin Kaepernick has been whiteballed by the NFL. Look at all the people who have been gunned down by rogue cops. And I got a question for you, Jay-Z. Do you still think we're past kneeling? Oh, I already know how you're going to answer it. You're not going to answer it. But that's another chapter in another book. I'm just going to end this quick live stream by saying the Steelers need to do the right thing and sign Colin Kaepernick tomorrow. Because this season is about to go by the wayside. You cannot keep trotting out Mason Rudolph. He cannot keep throwing 3 picks and keep losing these type of games. Or else we'll be like the 5th or 6th pick in the draft, looking for yet another quarterback. And we're not going to get a franchise quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd round. Remember, they already traded their first round pick to get Minka Fitzpatrick. So, Mr. Rooney, Mr. Kevin Colbert, Mike Tomlin, let's do the right thing towards the Pittsburgh Steelers and sign Colin Kaepernick tomorrow. Please like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. This is Claude White saying to take care and God bless.